Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the thermal mass rocket stove build. I'm just MIG welding up the side rails for the ashtray box that's going to go underneath. I need to do this before I put the blast chamber on because I won't be able to flip it over. I'm just doing MIG welding, not TIG this time. I'm not a fantastic MIG welder, I'm not a professional welder at all, but I am much tidier at TIG welding. I do normally do TIG welding because I find MIG very spatty and normally set myself on fire, so I try to stay away from it if I can. But I will be MIG welding 90% of this project. So as you can see in this little bit here, I'm just making the Ashbox. I've got all the bits already pre-cut off camera because I don't want you guys to have to watch all that. Just tacking it up and then getting it solid welded all the way around because it's going to be holding a lot of ash, obviously very hot. Yeah, this is way over thickness for a size of a box, just for an ashtray, but this is what I've got. I'm reusing the materials that I have, and I don't really want to go out and buy a shed load more materials just to make it a little box, or a tray. Yep, there's plenty of MIG welding here. It's all sped up, and you've got me talking over it because I've got the radio playing in the background, and I don't want to get done for a copyright. So as you can see, that takes quite a long time. That's the finished box. Obviously, it's going to get sprayed black anyway, so you're not really going to see a lot of it. It's good size, stick your fingers under, pull open. It's only an ashtray at the end of the day. It's a bit over the top for a thickness for an ashtray, but I've made it out of the box section that I already had. So I actually haven't got any thin material, sheet material here. Like and subscribe if you don't mind, that would be amazing. But only if you like the content. Right, so we'll just get these two sides that I made up along with the box in place. Kind of funky, aren't they? It's going to sit in there as well, just like that. I'll get the other one done and bring it back and cleaned off. These welds will be seen from the outside, I'm not bothered about those. Right, so this is how far we've got to now. I've got the feeding tube on, I've got the ashtray in, and I've just been around it taking all the spatters off. I hate spatter, it does me in. So I use that anti-spatter spray from SIP. I need to get some more of it because I've run out now. Obviously, yeah, it's just MIG welding. I'm not a fantastic welder. Never claimed to be a fantastic welder. Can't get rid of those spatters in the corner there. I'm not a professional welder. I do a lot of welding. I certainly don't do a lot of MIG welding. I do a lot of TIG. Anyway, so what have we got? Obviously, we've got the vents all working. So they all work absolutely fine. They all close off as well. If I don't knock everything over at the back. We've got the feeding tube obviously in, as you can see. It's all solid welded. Obviously no fumes can come out. We've also got the venting plate at the front there, just this one. So air gets drawn in, which I've already said to you, through here and here. It's drawn in through there, and then comes out there. Yeah, and obviously vents this side as well. Those vents, if you've missed this, or if I don't include it, go to the back over here into these rear air ports. Just let air into the rear end for your secondary burn. Obviously that's what it looks like from behind. All this end will be inside a huge cylinder, and the huge cylinder will end there where the back of the ashtray is. So I'm just going to have to make a square plate around the back of the cylinder, which is over to my left, but Can't really show you because I've got other bits of things I can't show you yet over there from private jobs. So, yep, the ashtray, I've made it really, well, quite tight tolerance to be fair, but that means I can have it sitting all the way out that far and it will not fall out. And I'll bring you guys back when I start playing with the big cylinder now. So this lot can be covered over and I'll start attacking the big cylinders. And put the that part of the blast chamber, the upstand of the blast chamber on, which will make it considerably heavier because that is quite heavy already. Oh, and I've got to make the door and a catch and a handle and a shaker grate. So yeah, plenty to do.
And now starts the problems. So anybody that uses a grinder to take paint off of anything, cylinders or anything like that, you definitely want to pay attention to this bit because you're going to know exactly how I feel with this. An absolute nightmare.
Many hours later.
But I have found an awesome way of getting paint off, and that one I'll show you a little bit later. So definitely keep watching. So I found these paint stripping pads. They are awesome, absolutely brilliant. They're made of a composite material, so they don't bite into the metal like flat wheels or flap wheels do. They're not like a sandpaper type of stuff, so they don't eat into the metal. They do mark the metal a little bit. You get a little bit of surface scratching, but nothing that paint doesn't get rid of anyway. You'll see me use these loads in my builds, and I love them. The downside is they're really dusty, and I never knew this paint that I'm trying to get off is horrendously dusty. So yeah, and it's also like static. Once it's come off the grinder, it makes it really static and it sticks to everything. So it doesn't just go airborne. It doesn't get sucked up into the extractors that are going above my head. It sticks to everything, including the walls, the ceiling, everything. You'll see that later. But I find something that's even better than this to strip paint, but I don't think that's on this video. It might be on the next one, so do please keep a lookout for that. It is great stuff and I will be using it forever. Okay, let's crack on with using the grinder.
We've progressed quite a long way. I'll show you the other bits in a moment, but this takes bloody ages to get off, although I found a better way of getting it off, much better way, and I'll show you the can of the stuff in a bit. Right, so I've got to get the flue part mounted on this cylinder so that when I put the other cylinder over the top of all this lot, I can actually have this solid welded. That line there is the straight line as long as I need it, and then I cross sect it with push it into the cylinder itself, straight in, mark top and bottom as I've done, and then simply draw around it. That's how you'll get that shape, as long as that's a relatively tight fit, which it is. Hence the scratching on the pipe.
That means someone's here.
That's done. That'll sit just there like that. I'll be able to hold that exactly where I want it, as in plumb, and then I'll be able to give it just a couple of tack weld it in place at the top, and then I can pull the bottom around where I need it, and then solid weld it, and then I can flick it up and solid weld it from inside as well, which will mean it's properly solid welded, and I'll never have to worry about that ever having like gas leaks into the sand, because we don't want that. Just keep working the way around like that, keep moving yourself around, otherwise you'll distort the cylinder itself. Right guys, so I said I would give you the special stuff to use. That stuff is absolutely awesome. Get it off of Amazon, anywhere like that. Unfortunately, I didn't take any footage with me using it because it is actually quite stinky, it's quite noxious. So I have to have a mask on, I had the extractors on, everything. But you just scrape the paint off with a paint scraper after you've used it. About 15 minutes time, scrape it off. It is proper good. Quite expensive, but saves so much time, saves so much dust and so much mess, and stops your walls from looking like that and your ceilings from looking like this. So definitely go get some of that stuff. Thank you for watching so far. All the content that you've been watching I really appreciate it. I know it's not wood turning, which is what my channel originally kind of was, but my channel actually wasn't going to always stay as that. It was always going to be what I'm doing in life. So wood turning, metal work, you know, the crazy adventures. I'm doing a London Marathon next month, so I'm doing that for spinal research. So it would be absolutely amazing if people would support me on that. So yeah, the link to the London Marathon sponsorship page will definitely be in the description. I'll put it right at the very top. So if people, please, if you can afford to, please click on that link. I do need to make £1,800 minimum for spinal research for the London Marathon. And yeah, I'm kind of struggling at the minute because obviously I'm always doing charitable stuff and I'm always asking people to sponsor me. So the money we've raised so far, we've done really well with, but I really need your guys' help. So please do share it, share the page, and please do sponsor me if you can. Thank you very much, and please like and subscribe. That's the one I always forget to say. Okay, thank you. Bye.